Hey everyone. Hi everyone. Sorry, I hope I didn't make you dizzy. Let me just get this moved. Anytime I'm starting with the camera facing down, it tries to flip it sideways. So I had to turn it on so that it was facing that way and then turn it down. But that meant I had to put it in the holder after I started. So anyway, uh-oh. My husband is still is texting me. I forgot to tell him I was going live. Do not disturb. Okay, so this is what we're going to make today. Happy Halloween. We're making a Christmas card. So we're making this card using the Christmas in the Making stamp set with the Stampin' blends, my new favorite thing. And this is actually the stamp set from the Paper Pumpkin in October. It's not available anymore, but I love to use my Paper Pumpkin stamps after, and I really love the sentiment. That's why y'all got to get in on the Paper Pumpkins while you can, because once they're gone, they're gone. And they have some really great stamp sets. So, yeah, this is that, and then the snowflakes are from that Paper Pumpkin and the Merry Cafe. So we're going to do some coloring. Isn't she cute? I'm going to change it a little from what I did here because there are a couple of things that happened on this card that I wasn't happy with. But now I'm just going to change them for the next version. So let's get started. Wait, let me think. Is there anything that I need to tell y'all about? I forgot to plan ahead. Okay, today is the last day of the Designer Series paper sale. So if you want to get in on that, get in on it today. Because when it ends, I think it's like 11:55 Mountain Time, PM, yeah. So when it ends, and we can't go back. So there are certain Designer Series papers that are on sale until just before midnight, Mountain Time. And they're buy 3, get 1 free. So, and they're all really good papers. They're not like ones that we can't sell. They're good ones, good popular ones. Okay. So there's that. And then the Paper Pumpkin, everyone absolutely loved the October Paper Pumpkin. That one's not available anymore, but there's one coming up that I think is going to be gift packaging, and that one is in November. So you have to sign up before November 10th to get that one. So make sure you sign up if you want in on that. Judging from the October Paper Pumpkin, I can say it's probably going to be a really big hit and a really great kit. Oh, no rhyming intended. Okay, so I think that's it. Oh yeah, these markers going to be available tomorrow, so that's very exciting. Wait, I'm going to flip into my, no, I can't flip into my settings. I was going to turn off the autofocus so that it doesn't zoom, do the autofocus thing on you. But, all right, so we're going to get started. I've got the Christmas in the Making stamp set. This is one of my very favorite stamp sets in the holiday catalog. It's actually my favorite stamp set, period. And it's definitely my favorite that doesn't have dies associated with it. So, I mean, I just love the whole little, I don't know. I love the whole look of it, and I love the fonts. So, we're going to stamp the mailbox lady in Memento Tuxedo Black. When you're going to color with the Stampin' blends, you need to stamp in the Memento ink or a water-based ink. You can stamp with any of our non-archival inks too. So like if you wanted to do a no-line coloring, I can never get that to turn out well for me, but a lot of people can make it look really pretty. But if you're going to do a no-line coloring, let me line this up on my grid paper, then you can use the water-based, the dye inks. But don't use our archival inks because they have alcohol in them and they will smear with the alcohol markers. Can you see that? Like how about that? There you go. There, I'm finally, so I stamped that, in case you couldn't see it. Stamped that in the Memento ink. Alright, so now we're going to start coloring her. She takes a little bit to color, but she's worth it. I'm going to start on her dress. I'm going to start with light cherry cobbler. And since there are so many skinny parts of her dress, I'm using the bullet end. I learned what this end is called. It's the bullet. So my team member Pam taught me that. So I'm going to start with the bullet end, and I'm just going to color 2 panels of her dress. And then, because to blend, you really want the ink to still be wet, and if I go across the whole dress, then this part will be dry before I ever get to the blending. Don't get mad at me for leaving the lid off. I'm just doing this for a few minutes. Okay, so I'm coming in and coloring these lines with dark, and I'm going to color kind of around her waist with the dark color, just because I think that that's going to give you a little bit of a shading there. And then when I color back in with the light marker, I'm not going all the way down to the bottom. And in fact, I'm going to come in just a second, and I'm coming just to the left of these little pleats with the dark marker too. And now I'm going to come in with the color lifter and just take off a little on the bottom. And very important when you're doing this, because the color lifter really should be called like the color pusher. So I'm starting at the bottom and pushing up because I'm trying to push that dark ink back up. So it's really more of a pusher. And then I just run off the ink onto my grid paper. Make sure you do have something under here when you're coloring, because you're going to get bleed through. And I'm doing this on regular Whisper White. That's really the best one for coloring. All right. So now I'm going to color the next two sections of her dress. Next to what? Folds, pleats. I don't know. I'm not a fashion person. Oh, I have to tell y'all a funny story. So I have heard people in my knitting group talk about this website. I don't know how to pronounce it. Eshakti, ESHAKTI.com. And I think they're based out of India. I'm leaving a little at the bottom because this is going to bleed some, and so you don't want to go right all the way to the line, or you're going to get bleed past your line, and then you have to fix it. You can't fix it. So I'm coming back through with the dark, and then I'm going to go down the lines, down the pleats with the dark. Okay, so big mess up there, but I can fix that. So I saw Shannon West, one of the Stampin' Up! Corporate trainers. I saw her talk about it too, and I was like, oh, my knitting group's been talking about that too. I should go see what it is. Oh wait, now this time I am going to come all the way just barely to the line. And then I'm going to push that color back up with the color lifter. So I saw her talking about it. I was like, what is this they're talking about? So I finally went and looked at it. And so it's this website where you can order clothes and you can customize your clothes. So like I told it how tall I am, and I told it where I want, like how, because I think this top that I was getting came to like your waist, and I like mine to go to my hips. So I told it, yeah, bring it to my hips, and here's how tall I am. So I'm coloring outside of this marker bleed, or my little boo-boo, coloring just to the edge of it. I'm not actually coloring on it with the color lifter to push it back into the dress. And I'll do it a little bit at a time, and when that dries, I'll do it again. So, because fixing boo-boos takes a while, so you gotta do it and then let it dry and come back. So but anyway, tell it, you know, how long you want your shirt, what sleeves you want, because there was one that was cap sleeves. I looked terrible in cap sleeves. And so I had them do it in 3/4 length. I got them in today. That's why I'm a little late for my video. I got them in, and I was really excited to go try them on, so I went and tried them on. Well, I didn't realize they had zippers. And I put the first one on, and once I finally got it on, I mean, it fit perfectly. I was like, wow, this really is a perfect fit. They really do tailor it to exactly what I want. You can even tell them like how long your bust is and how wide your shoulders are, but I just told them, here's how tall I am. I didn't go full custom. So I was, so I put it on, and it took me a long time to put it on because I didn't realize there was a zipper on the side. And I was like, man, this is really hard to get on. So here I'm pushing this color back up on the bottom. And so every time I have the lid off of my blender, I'm going to come work on that mistake that I made. See how I'm just fading it a little bit at the bottom? Okay, so I was putting it on, and it took me forever to put it on. I was like, wow, I maybe should have ordered it a little bit bigger. And I couldn't get it off. And I really wanted to try on the other one, plus I needed to get up here for my video. I couldn't get it off. So I asked my husband, like, can you please take this off of me? And so he's trying to take it off of me, and I've just got my arms straight up over my head, because, you know, that's your best shot for getting it off, right? And he's really trying to get it off of me, and he keeps grabbing my bra in the process, and I'm just like, nope, that's my bra, it's not part of the shirt. Well, it took a really long time, and finally something popped, and he goes, oh, I think I broke it, and he was trying really hard not to break it, and I was like, wait, is that a zipper? And that's when I realized that it had a zipper. So I'm gonna have to fix the zipper. But once the zipper was open, it came right off. And so, yeah. And the second one, I did look for the zipper, and I found the zipper before I ever put it on, just to make sure that oh wait, I forgot to draw on the lines here. On the pleats, and just to the left of the pleats. Okay. And now I'm gonna come back in with the color lifter one more time. See how these lids nest? It's great because I'm always like putting the wrong lid back on. Anyway, so if you ever order from them, check for the zippers, because you might be making it a lot harder on yourself. But yeah, the clothes fit perfectly. I was really happy because I'm 5'1". It's impossible. Like, even if I shop in the petite section, they're usually making something for someone who's like 5'4", and I'm not 5'4", I'm 5'1". So it's really hard for me to find something that actually fits. So you see how my little mistake is almost gone, and how my skirt is shaded kind of top to bottom. And then I don't know if this outside part should be shaded, because I'm bad with light sources, but I'm working on it. Okay, so now I'm going to do the top, and I'm just going to color the whole thing in, but not the cuffs, because I kind of see her as kind of a Mrs. Claus. Like, she seems like a Mrs. Claus. She seems like I want to be at Christmas, like all organized and getting my cards out into the mail on time, you know, dressed perfectly and Christmassy. I'm usually like throwing on some sweats to run out to the mailbox on December 24th. No, wait, that's not what I want. So I'm going to shade right here where the arm is meeting. Put a little bit right here. Kind of on the bottom here. The cuff on where that means. I don't know. Okay. So I think I'm going to leave her belt white this time. I did it in Bermuda Bay a minute ago and decided I didn't like it. Okay, so she's partially colored. Now I'm going to work on her, let's do her skin next. Okay, so skin tones, I'm using ivory and bronze. So here's ivory. If you're leaving comments, I don't see them. I don't know why. Sometimes, so this is the ivory. This is the easiest skin tone for me to make because I live with a bunch of Irish people. Because my husband's like half Irish, and so my kids are quarter Irish. So they're all very fair. Of course, I'm fair-ish, but I have kind of a little olive tint to my skin. Okay, so I'm just going to come in a tiny bit of shading with the bronze, kind of under her hair and the back of her neck. Oh, I missed a part of my, and I'm going to shade the tops of her legs just a little bit. Maybe the backs. I don't know. I think that looks pretty good. And I'm going to come back in here and blend it with the ivory marker again. Okay, so that's pretty good. And now I noticed I missed a little tiny, ooh, I left the lid off of that. Yeah, I missed a tiny bit of her sleeve. Now let's do her boots. She has cute little boots, but I want them to be done in Bermuda Bay. I could go full on Mrs. Claus here, but I'm going to do light Bermuda Bay. I love Cherry Cobbler and Bermuda Bay together. Now my Blends Marker Club is going on, and you have until November 10th to sign up. And it runs for 5 months. It's $58 plus $7 priority shipping per month. And you're getting free stuff every month. There's a whole post and video about it telling you kind of all the benefits. So if you're interested, I'll put up a link to all the information. And I'm going to do her hat in dark and light Pool Party. Okay, wait. I'm just going to start here with dark under the pom-pom. I always put pom-poms on my hats when I knit them. I love knitting hats for people, and the main reason is because I like to put a big old puffball on the top. That's what my sister-in-law calls them, puffballs. And then I'm going to do light Bermuda Bay on the pom-pom. But I always put like a giant pom-pom. I don't even go for little pom-poms. Actually, I'll show you. This is a hat for my daughter, and look at the pom-pom. It's big. I get the jumbo pom-pom maker when I'm making pom-poms. Okay, so for her hair, I'm going to do, this is kind of my go-to hair color right now. I do bronze with light pumpkin pie. And I'm working on learning how to do other hair colors. So there's the bronze. Could just leave it like that. That looks good. But I'm going to come in on top of it with light pumpkin pie. So with bronze, you have kind of a light brown or a dark blonde. You bring in the pumpkin pie and you've got more of a reddish tint. Okay, and then let's see, what color do we want her gloves? I think I did them in Cherry Cobbler, but I decided that was too much. So I think I'm going to do light, dark Pool Party on her gloves this time. I think she would have dark Pool Party gloves with her adorable Pool Party hat. What do you think? And let's see, her purse. I did it in Calypso Coral last time, and I wasn't crazy about it, but I might like it with the, what do you think? Maybe a Cherry Cobbler purse. She seems like the type who would coordinate her purse with her. No, I can't do it. I'm going to do, yeah, I'll do a Cherry Cobbler purse. And I'm not going to worry about trying to get different shades on the Cherry Cobbler purse. I'm just going to, no, actually, because that's going to go right up against her skirt, so I'm going to come in with the blender, not blender pen, what's it called? The color lifter. I'm going to come in and fade this out so that it doesn't just completely blend in with the dress. Oh, that's cute. I like that. Okay. Now I've got the mailbox, and then we're done with all of our coloring. Okay, mailbox, Smoky Slate. Okay, so I'm starting with light Smoky Slate, and I'm going to do light here. Actually, I'm going to come back in with dark on the inside. I'm going to do light on the outside. We'll have to do the cardinal too. Right? That's a cardinal. One year I was making cards with a stamp set that had a cardinal in it. I didn't know it was a cardinal. I'm like, this bird, I'm going to color it blue, which is fine. If you want to color your cardinal blue, color it blue, which is what I did. And now I still look at that card and I'm like, yeah, I still like the card. I'm fine with that. Fine with coloring my cardinal blue. Okay, so now I'm coming back on the inside of the mailbox with the dark Smoky Slate, because that's going to be darker. And then around this trim, or the kind of outs, these little lines, do those with dark. And I've lost my color lifter. Okay, and while I'm here, just go one more time. I think this will do it. One more time on that little mistake. So it's not great to make the mistakes, but it's great to be able to fix them. I've never been able to fix them before. Okay, so let's do a little birdie. I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna come in with the color lifter on bits of him, just to give him a little contour. Okay. So is it boring watching someone color? I would be totally bored watching someone color, but I've been watching a lot of videos of people coloring, and I say that I would be bored, but it's been very interesting. Okay, so I'm going to go with the bows, traditional cherry cobbler bows. I'm going to leave a little bit of white at the bottom. And then I'm going to come in on the center, kind of, and then in the little folds. And then everywhere else I'll leave light. I'm going to just lighten this up at the bottom. Okay. I should have done all three of them at once because they're small enough that I could get away with that without them drying too much. Do this one too. So we went to co-op yesterday, and it was officially storybook character dress-up day, but basically it was wear a non-scary, non-evil costume day. And my kids are dressed up this year. My son is Maui, my older daughter is Moana, and the baby is Hey Hey the chicken. And I didn't make Moana's costume because I just didn't have time to do all three. I had to make Maui's because Maui's, they didn't have it. They didn't have one to buy. They pulled it off the market. And I'm just going to lift a little of this color up. So I had to make Maui, so I found him like a tan shirt at Goodwill, and I drew those tattoos. And I made him a leaf skirt. I made him a little necklace, a shark tooth necklace or whatever. Okay, I'm moving on to Old Olive now for the greenery. Right here. I hope this is supposed to be greenery. It looks like greenery. Okay, I'm going to start with light. I like to go light to dark, but I don't know. Sometimes I go dark to light, but I'm still kind of trying to decide which I like better. I do both. Anyway, so I made his little necklace and his little shirt and his skirt. My goodness, he had so much fun because all the boys at co-op were calling him Maui and wanting to play with his hook. I didn't make his hook, I bought his hook. He's had his hook for a while because he was super obsessed. He got his hook for his birthday. So all the boys were calling him Maui and wanting to play with the hook. It was so cool. He was so excited. And then like the older kids were telling him, oh, I voted for you. And he just was like beaming all day. I loved it. Okay, I'm going to do the crumb cake, dark crumb cake, and then bronze on the wood post for the... So, he really had a lot of fun at co-op yesterday. And then the baby, I made her little chicken head, and I made her little top with feathers all over it, and she actually won the little the little kid costume contest. She was pretty cute. And then, but yeah, we had a lot of fun at co-op yesterday. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of light smoky slate with the blender pen, kind of under her feet and around the little edges on the snow, and then we're done coloring. So I'm just doing a little scribble, and then I'm coming in. It sounds like I'm going really hard on this, but I'm really not. I'm using a very light touch. And I'm just kind of going and going until it's, yeah. I like that. I'm going to come here, here, and then I'm going to do the same with the color lifter. Oh yeah, our mistake is totally gone now. So I'm very happy with that. I like to go in little tiny circles. I mean, there are different techniques to go. Well, like when I went up from the bottom, I was just kind of doing little flicks. But I usually like to do little circles. Okay. So now we're done coloring. Oh, I like her. She's probably my favorite stamp, though I really like the one of the lady with the about to go hang an ornament on a tree. She's fun. Okay, so now I'm going to trim this down. And then I'm going to trim a frame for it. Let's see. I'm going to leave a little bit more space there. Alright, so I like that, and now I'm going to, oh yeah, leave this here. I'm going to trim a frame for it. And what I like to do when I'm making a frame, that's not going to be, actually I'm going to trim her down a teeny bit more, and then that'll fit perfectly that way. I'm going to trim off like a 1/16 up here. Let's see. Yep, that's perfect. Okay, so what I like to do is I like to actually set the paper down when I'm not sure, and when I have kind of an irregular, I like to have the piece with me that I'm framing and then just stick it in my trimmer that way, so I kind of know exactly where I want to cut. I just think that's the easiest way to do it. At least it's easiest for me. So now I'm going to glue this to the frame. I know the coloring takes a while, but it's really kind of fun and relaxing. But they're not quick cards when you're coloring, but then once you've colored an image, you really don't need to do a lot else to the card to make it like stunning. Okay, so now she's on her frame. Well, let's go ahead and put dimensionals on the back of her. Ooh, new sheet of dimensionals. I just had that while I was prepping for the video. I had that satisfaction that comes when you complete an entire set or an entire sheet of dimensionals. That it's just such a great feeling, like, ooh, I finished off the whole thing and I get to start a whole new sheet. I was really excited about it. I always get excited about that. I don't know why. Okay, so I got Pool Party card base here. We'll set her aside for a minute. Yeah. Increase that with the bone folder, make it lay down. And then I think I used Bermuda Bay. Yep, Bermuda Bay on the snowflakes. I knew I had that one out for a reason. I put it away because I thought, oh no, I'm not using that. So I've got the snowflakes. Let me show you. The snowflakes are from 2 stamp sets. First, Mary Cafe. Oh, hi, Anne-Marie. I am getting comments. Nice to see you. I'm going to go ahead and like your comment. Oh, no, wait. It wants me to block you. Never mind. I'll like your comment later. Thank you for joining me. Okay, so the snowflakes are from Mary Cafe. I like these little snowflakes. There's a solid one and then one with little bits, and you can stamp them on top of each other. So like you could do this in black and then do that in a color to fill in the black, fill in the little, you know, whatever, jazz hands. So I'm gonna stamp that snowflake from Mary Cafe, and then I'm using again the paper pumpkin from October. I'm gonna use both of the snowflakes from that. Oh, hi Kathleen. Thanks for joining me. Bonjour. I know I said that wrong and I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But thank you for joining me. Now, Anne-Marie, I know you're in Texas. Kathleen, where are you from? I love that I can see the comments today. That makes me happy. So I'm just randomly stamping snowflakes all over this, and then I'm going to come in with, oh, I don't know what that says, but I'm going to put that in Google Translate later because I don't know what that means. Okay, so stamping the snowflakes, and then just coming in with these other little, I like these snowflakes because they're like snowflake plus burst of light, because I don't know, they just kind of look like a light burst. Also a little bit psychedelic. Okay. A few more of those, and then we'll do, I have 2 snowflakes mounted on this one, both of the snowflakes from last month's paper pumpkin. So I flipped it over and now I'm doing the bigger snowflake. Snowflake slash light burst. Anne-Marie, it's funny you're on here because I was just thinking, when I was making this card, I was thinking about a card that you made years ago that was, it's the first card I ever saw of yours, and it used the Snow Swirled stamp set. It was in cherry cobbler and gold, and I think that's how I found you, was through that card. And it had very similar snowflakes to this on it. And I loved your card so much that I started reading your blog every day. And that's how I found you. So, but anyway, I was thinking of you today because this snowflake reminded me of the snowflakes in that Snow Swirled stamp set. I bought that whole stamp set because of you. Okay, so done with the background, and now we're just going to put her, now when I did this one, I meant to put her higher so that I had more room, because I ended up having to cover up my mailbox. So now I'm going to put her up, as high as I intended to the first time this time. It's a great card. Like, I remember I tried to duplicate it once and I couldn't. I was like, this card is just too good. I can't make it. It was so good though. But I had just started stamping, so I couldn't do a lot at that point yet. But yeah, that was a great card. I think you gold embossed, and yeah. So this is, okay, so now I'm going to stamp the sentiment. And I've got Piece of Whisper White here, and uh-oh, I had a cherry cobbler ink pad, and it was on my little table, and it's now gone. Here's the punch that we're going to use. Oh, thank you, Anne-Marie. That's so nice of you to say. I can't find my cherry cobbler ink pad. I guess I'll just stamp it in Bermuda Bay because it's gone, even though it was on my little thing before I started. Huh, where could I have put that? Okay, well, I'm going to have to clean my stamp so that I don't get cherry cobbler. Oh, there it is. There it is. Found it. I don't know why I stuck it off to the side. Okay. Oh wait, I don't want the whole sentiment. I'm not doing a very good job of showing you how to stamp right now. Okay, so I'm gonna, where's my little, I have a Norwex cloth to make sure that I don't get little, there it is. Because when I clean with a baby wipe, I always want to wipe off with this to make sure I get all the little bits out. Okay, nope, almost did it again. So, all right. So I'm just covering up the and New Year before I ink up the stamp. I don't have anything against have a joyful Christmas and New Year. I just want it just to be have a joyful Christmas so that I can put a little bling underneath it. So I put the washi tape on. Can you see me? I'm like off the table. Nope, I did not do a good job on that one. We're gonna try that again. So I put the washi tape on before inking up. I think my cherry cobbler needs to be re-inked. I should do that. But I'm not gonna do it right now. And then inked it up, and then I take the washi tape off before I stamp, because if you stamp with the washi tape still on, then you'll get a big old ink blob underneath your sentiment. So let's see if I can do it this time. Okay, that's better, and I'll go with that, because I can always fill that in with a Stampin' Right marker. In fact, I'm going to fill that in really fast. Because, nope, that's Cajun Craze. This is cherry cobbler. Because sometimes you stamp something and it's just like, just this one teeny bit didn't come out, and you don't want to waste your paper. Oh wait, look what I did. I made a blob. Okay, that works. Okay, so I'm gonna punch it, and I'm gonna punch it to where Christmas is right between the two little, you know, half circles that go out. And so then I have all this space down here to fill. And I have some silver sequin trim, which is also right on my thing, but is not. So I'm just going to put this across here. And the cool thing about the sequin trim is that the back of it, don't know if you can see this, but the back of the sequin trim has a thread running all the way across it. So it holds to glue very nicely. So I just put kind of a line of glue across. Oh, I forgot to cut my trim. So put the line of glue across and just stick the trim right across that line of glue and hold it down for a second and it'll stay. Ah! Unless you pull it up because your hands are sticky for some reason. I am not, not true to my word right now. Okay. Okay. This went better when I was not filming. Like the sequin trim just stayed in place. Of course, I cut it before I put it on there. That's just having a little operator error right here. Okay, so this, now that's going to fit a lot better, and I don't have to cover up my mailbox post. So that's better. And so once that's dry, I'm going to put that on, and then I have a bow. I cut this bow using I finally learned the name of these dies. This is the Perfect Pines dies. So these that go with the Christmas Pines stamp set. So, but they have these adorable bows, and I don't know why I never think to use them. So I'm just going to stick it right there with a glue dot. And for stuff like this, where you have a little tiny piece, I like to use the glue dots that come in the paper pumpkins. And I sat stuff down on top of it. So I'm just going to, because these are so thin that they really are perfect for stuff like this. They're also very tiny. And so there. Isn't that cute? Okay. So now I'm gonna put dimensionals on this, just on the bottom and the side, because over here we're gonna have glue kind of on the top because it's gonna be on the lady and she's on dimensionals, so this part will be flat against her, against the panel that she is on, and then the rest will be up on dimensionals. So make sure I'm straight, and I'm straight. Good. And there we go. I mean, the coloring takes a while, but the rest of the card you can just make something that comes together really fast. And the coloring is also one of those things that you can stamp a bunch of images and then sit in the front of the TV and color when you're watching football or something. So there we go. And thank you. Thanks, Anne-Marie. So thanks for joining me. That's my card. I'll put up all my links to like my Stampin' Blends Marker Club, which you have to sign up by November 10th to get in on that, at least the first round. And then the Stampin' Blends are available to purchase tomorrow. And the Designer Series paper sale ends today, so don't forget. And don't forget to sign up for that November Paper Pumpkin if you want to get in on the second half of the season style. So thanks a lot for joining me, and I will see y'all next week. Bye!